Hi, Zeus here. In today's video, we're going to show you how useful incinerators can be. They're actually pretty cool. This is a high-level base that is maxed out, being taken down by incinerators. We're also going to show you a high-level operation base being taken down, some high-level main bases, and Dr. T through level 7. So let's get right into the combat using these incinerators. So this is a high-level main base. It's got 6 ice statues, which are 5 of which are boosted. So it's got a lot of health and defensive power. So we're using a loadout of 4 boats of incinerators, which is 8 total, and then 4 boats of Bombardiers, which is 12 total, and then Dr. Kavan using second wind. And the idea here is that when the incinerators blow up, you use the second wind to regenerate 1 until you run out of energy. The incinerators die pretty spectacularly. I love the graphics when they explode. It's pretty cool, actually. Anyway, the key with using these incinerators is to make sure that there is no rocket launchers or shock blasters or dune cannons standing when the last incinerator blows up, and your Bombardiers can then take down what's left of the base. And of course, they're pretty expensive, each one, so if you can protect them from dying, probably a pretty good idea. Sometimes I'll do that with just putting them inside smoke once the base is cleared of anything that's dangerous to the Bombardiers. Anyway, that base would have been extremely hard with any other kind of loadout, other than maybe Smoky Warrior Rush. Here's another attack. This is a resource base that I've been trading back and forth with this fellow. And usually when I attack it using any other troop loadout combo, I lose a few troops, so it's kind of expensive to attack. And since it's just a resource base, I don't really usually bother with it, and I've left it pretty well in my opponent's hands for quite some time. But you can see with this loadout, the incinerators, helped by a few shocks on key boom cannons or cannons, or other special defensive weapons that are dangerous to them, are pretty awesome. And in this case, we didn't lose a single thing. Here's another high-level base that we destroyed using this combination of 4 boats of incinerators and 4 boats of Bombardiers. So it's important to take out, if you have the gunboat energy to do so, shock launchers and any other thing that's dangerous to them, like dune cannons, right? Before you land, if you have the energy. And in this case, we're just putting a nice spread out on the beach. Pretty efficient for the Bombardiers to clean up behind them. We're working our way through the beach. And through the base. It's going pretty nicely. We got a little surprise. So there's a Grappler 3 hiding in the trophies, Mega Crab trophies back there. So every time we had one grabbed, we made sure that they were inside the smoke, because we didn't want them to be killed while the rest of the base is being reduced. And ultimately, the Bombardiers took out that last special weapon, and we let the incinerators just go. Lost one there before the HQ got taken down. Here's another high-level main base. So here we're taking down a shock launcher and another shock launcher before landing. And now we're ready to land. So again, we put down the 4 boats of incinerators. And the 4 boats of Bombardiers behind it, along with Dr. Von using second wind. So hot pots are pretty dangerous too, and it's best to shock them. And you got to make sure that you've got the gunboat energy to keep them shocked while you're taking them down. So we're working our way to the headquarters, and now we're pretty well destroyed everything that was on the base, other than the HQ. And base goes down. Okay, here we're going to have a little bit of fun as a diversion. First, we're going to use critters to knock down the first 4 stages of Dr. T. That's 1. And here we are on to 2. So we take out what we can with barrage and bomb, throw down some critters. And the goal here is to take out absolutely everything. These stages are so easy that you got to come up with your own challenge. So my challenge is to take down every single defensive item, and then also the mines, if at all possible. So that one worked perfectly. We got all the mines and all the defensive units. So that's stage 3, and then stage 4. And of course, we're going to go back to using the incinerators for stages 5, 6, and 7, but we've got to clear these initial stages first. Here, there just isn't enough gunboat energy to take down the remaining defensive units, so we just threw critters on the HQ. Okay, stage 4 goes now. Now we're going to switch over to incinerators for stages 5, 6, and 7. So here is the incinerators taking down Dr. T stage 5, and this base has a couple low-level boom cannons and also a shock launcher on the beach. And this is just not a challenge for this troop combination at all. So to do some initial BARTing, and then we're going to land our troops on the beach. So now we're going to move on to stage 6. This base is also not much of a challenge for this troop combination. We've got a couple of boom cannons on the beach that we're going to BART out, and we've got one shock launcher in the back that will BART, and then we're going to land our troops, deal with the other shock launcher on the beach. Off we go. You got to watch out for the bombardiers becoming exposed to things like sniper towers or other things that you bypassed. So you notice we did throw one shock down there to make sure that that sniper tower didn't take out any of our bombardiers. All right, on to stage 7. This is a little hard. We got one shock launcher near the beach. We've got a shock launcher near the HQ. We've got a boom cannon near the beach that we got to worry about. So we're going to BART those out. And then we're going to land our troops. And again, like, landing is important. You want to make sure that your bombardiers are protected. I didn't use smoke that time, but nearly lost a couple of the bombardiers to a mortar that was near the beach. So you got to be careful about that. And the incinerator bombardier combination makes pretty short work of Dr. T, stage 7. So we're going to show you next a high-level operation base taking out the incinerator bombardier combination for a spin. So here we're going to show you the incinerator bombardier combination taking out the highest base on Operation Mambo, which costs 100 task force points to launch. We landed our incinerators and bombardiers in the lower left corner. We're going to farm some gunboat energy here because, again, one of the drawbacks of this combo is that you use up a lot of gunboat energy just landing your incinerators on the beach and your bombardiers. So there's a doom cannon up there near the HQ that we wanted to take out because they're pretty capable of taking out an incinerator if you leave them unattended. And we shocked those cannons there, make sure they didn't damage our incinerators too much. And once we got rid of them, we flared to the far left corner, back corner. And usually with a lot of troop combinations, having those 4 max level rocket launchers pounding you for a lengthy period of time is fatal to your frontline troops. But not to the incinerator combination with the bombardiers. Now, unfortunately, we've got a few boom cannons there on the right behind the base, and we're going to lose a few incinerators there before the HQ goes down. Probably should have thrown some smokes down to protect them. All right, now we're going to move on to this max level resource base. This is a pretty cool thing. It's got a billion shock launchers and rocket launchers and quite a few boom cannons. So we're going to be careful in landing the incinerators and bombardiers because just a second of exposure to those rocket launchers will disintegrate the bombardiers. And we got to make sure that the incinerators are screening the bombardiers at all times, because a lot of the damage here is actually going to come from the bombardiers to work the way through the base. Now, one of the problems is you have to actually shock the shock launchers at some point so that the incinerators will actually advance forward, because if the bombardiers catch up to the incinerators, they'll get instantly shredded by the rocket launchers pounding the incinerators. So we're working our way up here very nicely, and That one Bombardier is going to get a little too close to the boom cannons, but the shock launchers are being chewed through very nicely. And we've suppressed the bank of rocket launchers with a few shocks just to slow down the damage that they do to the incinerators. Because you can see that even the incinerators are taking heavy damage by this point, and we don't want to lose too many. Sometimes we have to throw down a health pack on Dr. Kavan to keep him going. And if we lose an incinerator, we hit second wind and regenerate it. So there we go. That was a ton of fun, and obviously the incinerators are really useful. All right, listen, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give us a like. Thanks, as always, to Hercules for the video editing. And please subscribe to the channel and take a look at some of our other Boom Beach videos on the channel. Have fun with these new incinerators. They're tons of fun. One last point, these same strategies can be used using 2 regular Max Level Scorchers. And you can do that now with the upgrades available with Headquarters Level 24, with the landing craft being able to be upgraded to hold 28 units.